Yeah.
Sexy beast.
What's going on, guys? Liam Rogers from the 303 Garage here. And today, we're trying to put my dashboard in. So, what we're doing back here is everything in the back end is completely reassembled. Even the gas filler cap and crap like that. So we can finally put the wheels back on and get it off jack stand. So I'm putting this wheel on right now. We sized up the dash, drilled some holes. It's being held on by some bolts now. And it's pretty solid actually. So that's in there, but I'm about to take off basically the dash itself and leave this little crash bar in that actually holds everything on. Just so that I can start transferring all this stuff in there. Over here, Dad and Caelum are taking off the steering column so that we can put it in there, or test fit it in there at least. So I'm gonna continue putting the wheels back together. So I just got the car back lowered down. Everything seems to have settled right. Wheels not falling off. New e-brakes in. WRX gas tank in the back. Dash sitting pretty right there. So now what we're gonna do to get the steering column out, it's hard-lined into or hardwired into the rest of the harness right here. So we're gonna have to take off the whole harness with this. So what we have to do, in order to get the harness out, we have to take the engine, and the engine's been disconnected for a while, ready to come out. So now we're just gonna pop it out. We were trying to get the engine out, and the transmission wasn't separating. Like there was no crack here. So we're like, okay, what's going on? So we're like, okay, let's look for any bolts that are there. And there were 3 bolts, each of course insanely difficult to get to and tightened all the way down. So we got all 3 of those bolts out. And it's time to start getting this baby out of here. So Caelum is gonna miss it because he's taking forever while we take the engine out. So yeah, engine's out. Right now we're just cleaning up over here. It's annoying to get out, as you saw. Big turbo.
It's actually kind of small.
Look how much boost he's running through the radiator.
Yeah, it's only 64 millimeters.
Oh, only. Thing's fucking huge. Look at all the boost he was running through the radiator here.
Oh, I know, dude. 30 pounds right to the radiator. On accident.
It's gonna blow your manifold. Dangerous manifold here.
You're lucky you didn't blow the welds on the manifold.
You owe me a 10-second car. Had the camera ready. You did what? I said I had the camera ready. Fuck yeah, dude. You gonna take a look? Piling up grease. See them all running. So, some wiring stuff. What I did, yeah, I got all the wiring out of sort of the engine bay. Well, the main little harness that goes all the way around the edges. all the way into there, connects the fuse box and everything. So I got all that out, and I'm starting to put in the legacy now. We need to go grab some zip ties here in a second. And oh yeah, we got that. My dad got the heads off of the old engine, and well, there's our problem right there. That's not supposed to be like that. So that explains why I had zero compression in that cylinder, because the valve's completely chipped. The rest of the block looks fine though. I'd show it to you, but I'm too lazy to go. I'll cut in some footage of it. Right here we got the WRX on wood, it looks like. Yeah. And Dad and Caelum were trying to get the downpipe off, but gave up because they suck.
It was rusted shut. We're just gonna leave it there for a couple days and spray it with like rust off or whatever.
Alright, so I worked all yesterday, but I didn't film any of it, so I'm just going to show you guys quickly what I got done before I start with today. I transferred all the crap from over here pretty much. So right here I got the little cruise control module set up. It just bolted right into the same location. I need to bend the metal a bit right there so I can get this sensor in the right location. I don't know what that sensor does, but it's basically exactly where it was in the WRX engine bay. So you can see I bent it a bit there just so that it was hitting this and I couldn't bolt it in and stuff, so had to move it that way. Over here I had the boost controller solenoid thing to take out of the WRX, so I did. It's held in by a couple bolts. It's solid, it's not going anywhere. The little AC thing that was here for the legacy I took off because we already had drained the whole AC system or leaked it all out. So that was off and out of the way. And then over here we got the WRX ABS swapped. Now this looks super ghetto, like the way this is all bent, but every pipe goes to its correct location for the right wheel and everything from the Legacy. This is the Legacy's brake lines to the WRX's ABS because it had that big ass sensor and we were never going to be able to wire that. But trust me, it's going to work. There's no kinks in the line. It looks messy as hell, but you know what? If it's stupid and it works, it ain't stupid. And we'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, then yeah, it's stupid. But had to do some drilling for that to get back here, but it mounted in. It's solid in there. So we're going to have to bleed the brakes and stuff like that. I took out the igniter and a couple other sensors that were in here that will not be going with the WRX. Over here, the windshield wiper fluid, which I don't think I've used like at all. Yeah, that's still from when I bought the car. Holy shit, there's some dragonflies. Fuck. The windshield wiper fluid. The plug is the exact same, so it'll plug right in. This plug goes somewhere. I'll have to check on the WRX. It probably goes to something down here. That's not the same. The brake booster has a green and black wire thing on the WRX. The connectors aren't the same, but I should be able to just splice in the wires from the WRX harness into this sensor because they're both the same colors and it's only 2 wires, so that'll be easy. So right now what I'm doing is over here in the WRX we've got the ECU sitting right here. I've unplugged it. All this wiring's out, ready to come out. The problem is this harness and the rest of the stuff in the engine bay is all connected, but it goes behind the little main AC thing here. And I don't know how to take that out. My dad does, so that's going to be his job for today, so that I can get this harness out and start putting it in the WRX. But the ECU is completely disconnected, so I'm probably just going to unbolt it and start trying to see where I'm going to bolt it into the Legacy. With those miscellaneous things, I might also be, I might take off the timing belt covers on the WRX engine to look at the timing belt, see if I need to replace it, see how new this engine really is, because that should really tell me if you really did get it rebuilt at 40,000 miles, then the timing belt should be in pretty good condition because it's not even halfway through its lifetime yet. Well, that was not how that was supposed to go. So looking at what I've got to work with on the Legacy, it seems I have a couple options. So this bracket, the hole here lines up with that hole there, and that hole has a sort of screw sticking out of it, so I may be able to work something out with that and mount the ECU onto here, just up here. Or there's a little peg here on the floor for, I think, carpeting, but that bracket could fit right in that peg, and then it could bend a bit because it's pretty malleable metal, bend a bit back here and be held in by that one bolt, and then maybe get another bolt somehow up here. I think this option is looking like my better option because I don't know how I could work with that hole up there, or I might have to work with a mix of the two. So we'll figure it out. So we got the WRX power steering lines and the little reservoir connected up. So those are swapped, so the pumps will be compatible from the WRX engine into the Legacy power steering. Fairly easy, just the 2 bolts down there that are connected. Just loosen them up, take it off, and then it's the same mounting place on the Legacy. Next up, we're going to be draining the AC from the WRX so we can start to get that whole assembly out, since I already got out of the Legacy there. And we can also get the last stuff in the dash. Look at this bunny. It's back here again, just chilling. It's not even scared of us. Look at this. Bunny, don't go. So we got the AC thing transferred from the WRX here. The bottom thing didn't mount 100% correct, so I have this little zip tie contraption. It's not vital, it doesn't actually hold it in, it just keeps it from swaying back. So this should be perfectly fine for that because it's not actually holding any weight because the bolts are actually holding the weight. But it's mounted in. We've got the lines coming here, bolted in down there, and it'll be going through the firewall right there. We'll have to cut it eventually. But for now, we're just marking it. Over here, my dad is about to take out that little section in the middle of the AC and the heater stuff so that we can get the rest of the wiring out. I'm gonna set up the music and I'm gonna tidy up the garage because it's quite messy right now. So might as well get it nice and clean. So next time you see this thing, it should be clean. So got a lot done. I didn't really clean up. Well, I cleaned up a ton, but it really doesn't show yet. I put most of like the trash stuff. Ooh, that's copyright. I put most of the stuff that we weren't going to use in the WRX, like all the trash like all the old Legacy parts and the WRX parts that we can't use that are either broken or useless. Here's the back carpeting for the trunk and stuff. But we finally got the wiring, last of the wiring out of the WRX. Here it is right here. It's attached to the steering column. So that's out. So we're gonna put that in here in a minute. What else? Power steering stuff, that got hooked up. We already saw that. What else did I hook up? There's the rest of the AC stuff that we'll have to put in. So yeah, dash and stuff is over here all organized. Okay, so we didn't actually get the steering wheel and the wiring harness in the Legacy itself, so I'm just putting it here so we can do that tomorrow. That's probably gonna be it for this video. I've been working on another video. I'm thinking about making a new series on the channel. Basically, well, I won't give too much away, but the new video is very aesthetic. Let's just say that. But it's stylized. It's sort of like a documentary style. It'll teach you a lot. But I'm just closing up shop here. So that's it for this video. Cue outro music. And goodbye.